Hi everyone, I'm getting ready for a ride. Let's do a quick checklist. So we got grey weather, yeah, that's a standard issue. And what else? Well, I got road aerodynamic helmet. My glasses are over my helmet strap. I got a aerodynamic jersey from a very reputable brand. Legs shaven, yes. Socks at the right height. My shoes got bar dials, yes. Almost there. Oh my god. Rim brakes. Cables. Saddlebag. What am I doing? Okay, sorry for the pathetic comedy. This is just to introduce the fact that road cycling community seems to be very stressed on some details, some rules that we seems to inevitably follow, to the point that we become maybe snobbish against other cyclists or elitist in a way, where as soon as you see someone not wearing the correct socks length, you start judging, prejudging things that you of course shouldn't do, but somehow seems to have permeated the road cycling community. So what happened? As a beginner cyclist myself, I started to look into these things to understand what was the general consensus was on some bike setup or clothing that you should wear or not wear. And this is more or less because, first of all, I'm Italian, and as you know, we as a people, we are really obsessed with fashion, to the point that even when you put the bins out, you have to dress properly, because otherwise maybe your neighbor is going to see you not dressed properly, and the idea is of course disconcerting for us Italians. So we tend to look at what is the normal fashion, and we tend to adhere, right or wrong, that it is. I then started looking into the rules. So a friend of mine knew that I got a road bike and sent me these rules that is more or less a curse for the newbie cyclist, because although it was, I would say, written in some sort of satirical mindset, it kind of became a proper rule to be followed to the letter, causing a bit of a stir in the cycling community as well. I like to be consider myself part of the community, and in a way I'm guilty as well of perpetuating this kind of strange elitist approach. But, you know, these are the steps that I consider the learning curve for every beginner. Now, your new bike will come with a plastic cover here that is designed to protect when the chain is on the larger sprocket for falling into the spokes and ruining your wheels. No one rides with that disc anymore on the road. I don't know why, but they say if you set up your rear derailleur properly, shouldn't have any issues in that respect. And again, I removed the what they call dork disc for my bikes. And also another element is the cap on the Presta valve. Again, I had the cap set first, and together with the disc. Some friends say, well, no one rides with the caps, and then of course I removed. This is one other thing that I followed. But again, if you want to protect your Presta, more than happy to do so. They don't need to be protected, of course, you won't leak any air, but that's you go. One thing they actually like to have is the small nut here to protect the valve from rattling, and if you do have a flat, it will protect the valve to follow inside, and is one thing they actually like to have. Saddlebag is not really well accepted in some circles. On this I don't mind, because I don't like the fake bottle that some use to carry the tools here, because I want to still have the possibility to ride with two bottles if I need to. So my spare tubes and tools are here. Very convenient for me. I don't really mind to cross that line on this route. When it comes to clothing, that's where the major differences are, where road cyclists are very, very strict in what they wear. For example, the helmet has to be a road helmet. If you ride your bike with something that is not designed for road helmet, and you will see they are the more streamlined one, it's quite strange to ride a road bike with a helmet designed for mountain bike. So it's one of the rules that I actually follow, and is for me kind of follows part of a package. If you're on the road, you ideally want to go faster, and it's a more efficient helmet to ride on the road, and if it's slightly aerodynamic, even better. So I love helmets. You might read this form of compensation, so I can't change hairstyle, so I change helmets. In terms of the glasses, yes, the straps, somehow they need to be worn under the glasses. This is an element I wasn't paying too much attention, but I saw a couple of videos, and it seems to be a big deal in the cycling community. So when you wear your sunglasses, make sure that the straps go under the sunglasses and not the other way around. If you feel comfortable the other way around, again, feel free. It's not me that I'm going to tell you otherwise, but again, it's one of the things that I tend to follow. For clothing, I actually don't stick always to big brands. Actually, I do have some kits from Decathlon, Endura, DHB. So on this, whatever fits and is comfortable for you is okay. Some riders tend to stick to a couple of brands, naming one, of course, Rafa started this whole trend. There are some prestige brands like Assos, yes, Castelli is one of them. They push the limit in terms of price and quality as well, or Pass Normal. So there are some brands that some road cyclists prefer. I wear every end of the spectrum. I got some quality items and some not so expensive items. Interesting is the sock element. So the sock seems to be quite a debated argument. I didn't know that at first, and it all stems from the UCI rules, believe it or not, that they do have a specific length for the socks that cannot go over a specific point in your calf. This is down to the fact that the UCI, they want to keep racing very close to the riding that you and me do on a road bike. There's this strong element of keeping the bicycle traditional as much as possible, and the kit that the cyclists wear during the race as close as possible for the kit to the kit that you and I ride on the road. So in this thing, the UCI allows socks not to go over the mid. So socks this high or knee high would be banned, and at the same time the very short socks don't seem to be in fashion for road cyclists. I've seen cyclists riding with whatever they want, but this is another element that in the kind of attire for road cycling I tend to stick to. Yeah, that's another element that you might need to consider if you want or not. Strange enough, a friend of mine got stopped at the traffic light from another cyclist, and believe it or not, they told him, "Oh, you are wearing the wrong socks," just like that, and they left. And my friend was like really surprised. These elements could be quite strict. I have to say too strict. Shaved legs. This is another argument. I don't race, I don't do massages. There's no point for me to having shaved legs. There's no performance improvement that is tangible to me, but it's another element that makes me feel closer to the road cycling community. And although it's a bit annoying, I still do, because I want to look like a cyclist. might be a bit vain, but that's another element. And I've seen so many other cyclists that don't need to be shaven, but they do, because I believe this is one other element that is part of the community. So we follow most of the elements, not all of them, and I guess everyone will eventually adjust to their own liking. Thanks again for watching. I would love to hear your comments on your own setup. If you like my channel, please feel free to subscribe. I will really be grateful. Thanks again. Ciao.